gray out there.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Lisa here in Tampa, Florida, coming to you live daily for updates on COVID-19 and tips on how you can take action to get yourself in a better place for today and always. So some of the literature that came out over the past couple of days involves something called fatty liver. Very interesting condition because I first learned about it when I was working with a lot of gastric bypass patients, and every one of those people would have liver biopsies, and even though their liver enzymes looked normal, were normal, the biopsy almost always showed the accumulation of fat in the liver, which can decrease the ability of the liver to function at the highest level. This condition has since become more and more prevalent, especially in countries like the US, where obesity is so prevalent as well. So it is a condition where you have an excess accumulation of fat in the liver, decreasing the capacity of the liver to function appropriately. And what they're seeing is that patients with fatty liver are having significantly worse outcomes related to COVID-19. This may be involved in what we talked about yesterday, which is the fact that we are now looking at this virus in a new light, that it may be more of a bloodborne problem instead of just a pulmonary related problem. And as you know, the liver is the clearinghouse for our bodies. So if it is under functioning, it may just not have the capacity to clear all these toxic products that are being triggered by the virus. So how do you know if you or someone you love may have fatty liver? It's a little bit tough because, like I said, even with morbidly obese patients, they often would have normal liver enzymes. So the first thing is going to be just to make sure that you keep an eye on your waist circumference, which is the measurement around your waist. It should be as, there's different numbers of centimeters that I can put down below just so you guys can reference it. But you want to have a BMI that's in a normal healthy range along with a healthy waist circumference, because if you tend to accumulate fat in the belly, you're much more likely to have some fat in your liver as well. So they have also tied fatty liver incidence to people who take in more fructose, the sweetener, high fructose corn syrup. If we want to call it a sweetener, it's really just a toxic chemical, but that has been shown to increase the prevalence of fatty liver as well. Most of you guys, if you're listening to me, probably don't take in high fructose corn syrup anymore. But even just a high sugar diet can lead to issues with fatty liver. My favorite hack for getting off of sugar and still feeling amazing is what I wanted to share with you as an actionable tip today, and it is my coffee. So way before fatty coffee was a thing, I was lucky enough to be at a conference with my good friend JJ Virgin, and there was this guy there serving coffee, and his name was Dave Asprey. So it was only about 70 of us. He had this coffee, which, by the way, I hadn't had coffee in years because I didn't need it any longer for energy, and it just was not something I did. But it smelled really good, and I tried it. And what I found was that we were in this conference from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. Typically, by about 4 or 5, I would check out, be ready to doodle, play on my phone, get outside, get some sun. And this coffee, which not only tasted awesome, but it was keeping me focused. So I was on point and hungry for more information. And I just was, taken by this, and it started me on the journey to researching a modified ketogenic diet, increasing the fat in my own diet. I did have a stomach ache, just so you know, a little bit of burning and indigestion because it tasted really good, and I had a couple cups. And at the time he told me, well, you just haven't woken up your fat digesting enzymes, go a little bit slower. So from that day forward, that has been my breakfast of choice, whether I'm having it in the morning for breakfast or if I'm putting it off and I'm intermittent fasting until 11 or 12. And it just keeps me on my game. So the key ingredients, and you can find recipes in my book, I can share if you ask, but are something called C8, which is a type of coconut oil, more highly refined. It's tasteless, and it goes right to the brain to give you fuel. And grass-fed sourced butter or ghee. And then you can blend it together. You can brew your coffee first, blend it together in a blender. I throw in cacao unsweetened, along with a couple of other secret herbs. One called He Shao Wu. It's bitter, but it keeps my hair from graying. So you guys might want to check that out as well. So that's something I would love you to try. Let me know how you do. If you don't drink coffee or don't like coffee, you can throw this in tea. If you know you don't do well with a lot of extra fat, go very, very slow. You can wake up your fat digesting enzymes and kind of train yourself to be metabolically flexible, one step at a time. I'm working on a course to guide you guys through that as well, so I will let you know once that comes out. And the affirmation for today, because I think I have shared plenty, is I embrace and love my body's ability to be metabolically flexible. I embrace and love my body's ability to be metabolically flexible. That means you can run off of fat as fuel or carbs as fuel. And when we run off of fat, we are at a much lower risk, as odd as it seems, for non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, which means fat in the liver, not related to alcohol. Stay safe, stay healthy, try some fatty coffee, let me know if you like it, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow. Bye for now.